270 is going to get absolutely smoked. Easy. I'm going to get more. I got 4 on 260. Prediction, I get more than 4. Maybe 5. Yes, people, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing well. We are in for legs and a deadlift, basically deadlifts. It's a deadlift day. We are at Foundry Gym in Telford. It's gonna be like a bit of a, it's gonna be like a 2-part sort of like video this, but it's not. This is the session. So I'm training. However, we are here in Telford for the FitX show, FitX Strong Classic. I don't know what it's called. Basically, I have a client, Connor Flanagan, who's going to be on stage today. Junior men's physique, looks very good. We are hopping into a bit of an earlier show. He's currently 6.5 weeks out from his main show, and about 2 weeks ago I was like, you probably could be pretty good in a few weeks. So we've hopped into a bit of an earlier show. So today is basically going to be a case where we're going to be going through my session. This is what this video is going to be, and then I'm guessing maybe in a week or so it'll be released. That'll be a show day video. Josh Jenkins, co-coach Team Fit, is going to be here as well, and also Hugh, still one of my clients. So it's been a pretty good day so far. Literally woke up, did some cardio in the morning. Josh is prepping, so I went to the gym with him to do some cardio. It's currently now like 10:30, and like I said, it's going to be for me a deadlift day. It's deadlifts, and I said to Sam, like, on a normal sort of day, it would just be a whole day. But I thought, it's a deadlift day, let's do 2 videos. So 2 videos to come. So we're starting out with the hamstring curl. This session is very similar to my first session that I did post-prep. However, instead of doing a dumbbell RDL, we now do a main hip hinge. And I have actually hip hinge here before when I was at the PCA show last year with Tom Evolution Training, so Tom Hames and Sanaya, my girlfriend. So I've already hinged here before, but it's a good gym, just really loud, and because of the show day, it's pretty busy. And I actually got asked earlier, I said this to Sam behind the scenes, I got asked after I did a set of calves if I'm competing today, which clearly says I'm way too skinny. So I've had about 4 cookie dealers so far pre-workout. I haven't, but either way, it's going to be a good day. We'll take you through it. Here we are, deadlift day. I'm guessing the video is going to be out by the time it's official, so Conte Sports Reecefit 10. If it's not, then Jack, please don't sack me already. I'm sorry. Right guys, so hamstring curl at first, 1 set. I literally just do a single leg hamstring curl to kick off this session. Usually I would do calves and abs, but I actually did that this morning when Josh was finishing up with cardio, because I'm such a good coach to go to the gym and do cardio with him. But we are now going into the deadlift. Like I said, just 1 set of the hamstring curl. Reason why my physique doesn't really need more hams. I thought she was just stealing my bar. So literally 1 set of hams, as mentioned, single leg, get a good connection. We now go into the main hip hinge of the week. 2 sets, but I'm definitely getting to the point now where performance is being driven up to the point where 1 set will probably be all that's needed. But we'll see. I'll most likely will do 2 sets today. I took 260 last week for a set of 4, so 6 plates. I probably will go 270. I'm basically in the protocol of add 10 kg every week until the weight tells me to piss off. And I'll just see what I get away with. So most likely 270 today, depending on how the warmers feel. It's a little bit earlier, a little bit underfed from my usual sort. I'm usually going to the session with 2 meals. I've only got 1 meal today, just because it's a bit of an earlier day, but that doesn't matter. 270 is getting sent, so yeah, that'll be good fun. And then yeah, we'll see. I want this to be 310, 320 soon, so that's going to be exciting.
Stay strong, stay strong. To the tail. Ain't easy, I can tell. Gotta stay strong, stay strong. Stay strong, stay strong.
270 is going to get absolutely smoked. Easy. down. Still moved it. First rep was slow as fuck. Huh? I didn't think you get a second. Yeah. No, once you get into it, you sound. Prediction 270 is going to get absolutely smoked. Easy. I'm going to get more. I got 4 on 260. Prediction, I get more than 4. Maybe 5. Didn't get it right, failed. I didn't fail. I got 10 kilos up. 3 reps, first rep was really slow. That's the heaviest that I've deadlifted in a long, long while. Probably this year, I'd say. Like, yeah, probably in the last like 6 or 7 months. So 270 taken, overall pretty sound. Like, it's 10 kilos up and it moved and I got 3 reps. It felt a bit heavy, like first rep, like I said, moved pretty slowly, but when you're going 10 kilos up, it's going to. But that's now only 30 kilos off lifetime strength, and I'm not even really pushing at this point. Food's relatively low for where it would need to be. Body weight still not that high, and yeah, everything's good. So 270 taken, most likely we'll stay on that next week, depending on how I feel. Knowing me, I'll be going in thinking, well, I've got more food, it's been a week, let's go 275 or 280, which to be fair, I probably will do. But after that set, I was like, right, take it for 3, take it for 4, see how it goes. I would have liked the 4. If I got 4, I'd have been like, yeah, wicked. But 3 reps, either way, that's the top set done. Going down to a back or set, most likely we'll look at numbers. I got 220 for 10 last week, so 5 plates for 10. I got 200 for 15 and a 180 for 17. But I know Sam got 180 for 15, and it's been a few weeks since I did 180. So I'm tempted, I'm gonna say take 180 for 20 reps. I reckon 4 plates for 20 sounds quite good fun. So yeah, 180 for 20 sounds good. That'll be the back off, unless I decide otherwise in the next couple of minutes. But Josh is going on his back off set. His top set wasn't the best. 5 guys has ruined him. We got a bit of data for a refeed, so we ran 2 days of slightly higher food. And when you're prepping and you're not used to that level of food volume, especially then you train the following morning, maybe not the best idea. So at least we know. But either way, part of the game. You live and you learn. So yeah, all good. See how the back of set goes. I don't think it was 20. 18? Maybe? 19? That was the best I've had on 180, but it wasn't 20. But it was more than Sam. Beating at it. VAR review, we'll see what I got. Twenty one reps. What a day. 21 reps. For some reason thought it was 18. Clearly can't count. Josh said he counted 22. I for some reason thought 18. I was like, there's no chance that was 20. And I got 21. Sam didn't even believe it. So big win. 21 reps on a 180. I think my best on that is around that. I haven't done any more. Like the last time I did that I got 17. So 3-4 rotations later, 4 reps up. Not bad. I don't want to touch that again until I get 25 reps. And I quite like it for 30. I've done 160 for 30. So that'd be quite good to get again. So yeah, 180 for 21. It's a good day. It's a good day. So that's the deadlift done. There's a Cybex hack here. I haven't done a Cybex hack in over a year. So usually I do a pendulum at this point in the session. Let's do a Cybex hack. Let's hurt myself. Let's hurt my knees. So that's going to be fun. So, Cybex hack, the most brutal hack. Like I said, usually I do a pendulum, but there's no pendulum. So this is in for today. I'm gonna play around, probably not bandit. Like, I'm not very good at hack squats. I never have been. Leg presses and generally lower body, I'm not that weak, but I'm not very good mechanically and also just experience-wise with squat variants. I've had like 6 plates for a very yeah buddy set when I was at my fattest last year, but I had no ride doing 6 plates and it just ruined me. So if I do any more than 3 today for like 2 high rep sets, I'll be relatively content with that. Like I've got to the point now, especially when I'm doing a new movement, the last thing I want to do is just bury myself and it's just silly. So see how it feels. If it feels horrendous, I might just do more sets of a leg press, because usually this session I do a single leg press and a squat variant, where I might just do a leg press. But this is the thing, when you're training in different gyms, have a bit of fun. I saw a Tarbex hack, and I've been tempted to throw a hack squat in for my other session on my other lower session on Tuesday. So that'll be probably, maybe not the next video, but the video after my holiday that we'll do. We'll go through the squat variant change. But that was something that again, we can look at in the future. For now, let's just have a bit of fun. 2 sets, all out, as always. Do 4 plates on this, reverse banding with a green band. Embarrassing. Basically, it's heavy in the bottom. Haven't done a hack squat. Bracing at the bottom, especially after deads. My back didn't feel the best, and to be fair, my knees don't feel amazing. So, reverse banding this, creating a little bit more of a profile that's going to be in favour of me being a bit of a pussy. No, in all seriousness, reverse banding does have a place, but I think it's massively overused by a lot of individuals. Even myself in this situation. But 4 plates here, or 3 plates for a final one. I'm gonna go in on 4, see how that goes, and then that'll kind of modulate my second set. If I get it for a good set, I'll go a little bit heavier, probably won't, so I'll probably go a bit lighter for a back off. So 4 plates for a top, to see how it goes. Heavier set, lighter set, simple.
Yes, yours. Go again. Ooh, come on. Yes, come on.
Good spot. Not bad. Good internal feel. Loading wise, I mean, bands really touched upon it. First time I've started hacking over it yet. Overall felt good. I'll take 3 for a relatively high rep, like 15 plus rep up. I just need about 5 minutes, minimum 10 minutes to recover. While I'm resting, I'll do a current update that you'll find on my Instagram. I can talk about PEDs, which is quite fun. So look out for that, guys. Right guys, so as mentioned earlier, we have Connor Flanagan competing. A bit of an earlier show for him. We originally planned to do the PCA London on the, I think, 17th of September. And pretty much, like I said, a few weeks back, he was looking really, really good. And I showed some photos to Sanaya, and Sanaya was like, he's gonna be ready in a few weeks. So I said to him, like, what do you reckon about jumping into an earlier show? So I'm not sure if Sam's gonna get it or if he's gonna do like a cool edit, but this was Connor from this morning. So yeah, very, very excited to see how he does. I know he's up against another junior who's really, really good, who won an overall, if I'm not mistaken, last weekend or the weekend just gone. And it'll be a good battle. For Connor, we're, I think, 8 kilos up from his previous stage weight, which is pretty wild. We'll get him on video for the second video. But it's more so just get a bit of data. This is a warm-up show, but the annoying thing is 2023, it's like a classic trend of warm-up show, it doesn't count. When you step on stage, you should be good, and Connor's very good. And if he gets beat by someone who's better than him, fair play. But Connor is very, very, very close to 100%. So it'll be exciting to see, good for data. Like I said, the main show isn't until next month, and we still have probably a good 2 to 3 kilos still to pull off to make him even sharper, so we can fill him up to an even fuller extent. Because this week has almost been like a deload. We've literally just told him, chill out, let's just slowly build up food, almost like a linear carb load. Could he be fuller? Yeah, he probably could be. Could he be, let's say more conditioned? Probably relative to the visual where he is right now, but I didn't want to change too much. Just drop off fatigue, get him fresh, and then get him primed for another push after the show, which hopefully we have a positive outcome, which regardless, he looks really good. Looks really good this morning, and he's handled it incredibly well. I said to him yesterday, like, he's handled the process so far like somebody who's competed numerous years. He's been a pleasure to coach, so it's only going to get better. So excited to see how Connor does today, and yeah, literally I think it'll be a really good day regardless of the result. So yeah. exciting.
Yes. And again.
Okay.
Yes. Good.
Oh. Fucking hell. Sound. No chance of doing that single leg. So, hack squat done, 2 sets. Fucking high rep leg day this is. 22 reps on the back off set. Tragic. After doing 2 sets of a deadlift, I am centrally cooked. I can barely talk. Just trained so hard. So, single leg press. Something that I looked at when I was prepping was my vastus lateralis. Not the best. So that's the outer quad sweep. And in reality, I think most situations, people over obsess about, I need this to grow, I need that to grow. I need my legs to be better. That's the simple thought process here. However, doing something unilateral, trying to really, if anything, think to myself, press through the outer head of my quad, but more so as well, keep that alignment in line with where my knee is relative to my foot, relative to my hip. Something I've always had a few issues with is my knees, and more so me staying tight and keeping them in line with my feet. So doing a single leg, it basically just results in the quality being a fair bit higher, and I can't be more biasing towards my one stronger side, which is my right side, which also my knee takes a bit more of a beating because it does take a little bit over when it comes to just like the amount of work it gets put through when I come to kind of dual leg, bilateral stuff. So single leg press, usually I would do a single leg press like where it's actually unilateral itself. Today we're just going to do the hammer strength hip press. I literally use this one, but just usually the single leg variant. It's the same sort of movement. So I put 3 plates on per side. I realised this is a bit heavier than the one I usually do. So I won't be able to do this. So just 1 high rep set. Again, high rep leg day, brutal. Ideally 10 to 15 reps here. And like I said, keeping the knee in line with my foot. You'll notice that I have the seat all the way forward, pretty much bar 1 or 2 pins. Reason why, if not, it's very easy. This machine is incredibly hard to get short, which at this point in the session is challenging, but I'm placing a slight pause in the lengthen to really accentuate what I can out of that lengthen range, and then just being as explosive as possible, driving it through that mid-range. The last 1 to 2 reps, I have legitimately no idea if I'm gonna get, because my legs are numb. So is my mind. I'm just so numb. I'm numb to it at this point, but hopefully my quads grow. So yeah, that's the right leg done. The most enjoyable thing about a single leg bit of work, you do one side and then you have to think, have to do the other side. So yeah. I go on holiday in 11 days, 10 days. It's been 4 weeks since I last had a deload and I'm genuinely absolutely trashed. Fantastic. I'll be taking a deload the second week of the holiday. That'll be covered on the next video. No, the next video. But yeah, it's one of those. Coming out like still recovery, not firing on all cylinders. So a session like this, I'm like, I can tell I'm lifting loads that I've not lifted before and reps that I've not done before. Need to actually do some reps that stimulate hypertrophy. I think 8 to 12 is the rep range that stimulates hypertrophy anyway, so I don't know what I'm doing today. Right guys, so moving on, last bit of quad work for today. We have the leg extension. Ideally, if you've got like a prime bit of kit, wicked, loads of lengthen. This is where quads are pretty fatigued and tired. Likewise, so am I, as mentioned a few times now. But either way, 2 sets here. Now, on my other session, I actually do an intensifier on this, so I do 2 sets and a rest pause. For this, just 2 straight sets. I haven't actually been logbooking at all the reps. I've been logbooking the load. I've not been logbooking the reps on the leg extension for the entirety of this gaming phase so far. When I say entirety, it's been 10 weeks and 4 weeks we're at maintenance. But the rationale for this is just to get the most out of those 2 sets. It's very easy on a leg extension to throw the load around and just focus on chasing the logbook. And yeah, cool, chasing the logbook on maybe a hip hinge or a heavy press, a heavy pull, a heavy leg press. Sometimes it's just having a bit of fun and get stronger, mechanical tension. On a leg extension, get a good internal feel. Like, no one cares if you stack a leg extension. If your quads are shit and you're stacking a leg extension, something's probably not going like this. Something's not adding up. So the math ain't mathing, as St. Isla's say. That's her favourite saying. So 2 sets here, 2 good high quality sets. I'd like a little bit of a lower rep because I've just done high reps today. So yeah, 2 good sets, then a bit of adductors, session done. Usually I do calves and abs instead, but that was this morning with the fasted cardio. So yeah, all good. Yeah, and again. Oh, 1. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh no.
We need to get a handshake.
We do too, a team market handshake. Oh.
We'll think of that in the next video. By the next video, we're going to have our own handshake.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Handshake.
And then we just end it off by giving each other head.
Fair enough. That's a new one.
I just diet hard.
Yeah, your chest is way too high, bro. Fucking hell. Right guys, so as you would have seen, set extender deployed there, aka Josh with me. So taking a few assisted reps. Now there's a lot of studies that recently came out about length and partials and the benefits of length and partials. Now, if I'm honest, it just feels good. A leg extension is going to be very hard to get short, especially as fatigue builds up, and especially on a leg extension. So I'm getting Josh just to basically give me a bit once I fail in that mid to shorter range, and it pretty much just extends the set. Sam, if you want to make this a reel, you're more than welcome to, so cut. But in most situations, like if we're looking at, let's say, just taking a set all the way there, you are going to fail sometimes prior to your actual kind of true contractile failure point. So having somebody just to give you a few assisted reps isn't a bad idea, just to extend the set, extend the intensity, or increase the intensity, should we say. However, you have to know when to deploy sets like this. If you're in a prep, diet, recovery ability slightly out of line, underslept, overstressed, overworked, all that sort of jazz, you're probably best not doing set extenders because it's just going to be putting you and digging you into a hole. However, recovery capabilities are good. I'm doing this session a day late, and I would usually have swapped this session around, so I have an extra day's worth of rest going into the session, and my quads, even though they are tired at this point, still felt like they had a little bit more. So adding a set extender there feels good, and it just resulted in me getting a little bit more out of that set. So that's quad work for today done. Quads are ruined, rinsed. Now I'm going to do 1 high rep of an adductor. Josh is going to go and pose, do a round of posing. I'm going to go look and have a look at Josh, and then we're going to fly to the show. So yeah, you do a round, I'm going to do a high rep. I'll come up because you usually do 1 round and look better. Session done. Very high quality session. Brutal. Worst session of the week, best session of the week. Funny how that works. But yeah, really good session today. That's that. Gonna go have a look at Josh. Like I said, we'll have a chat upstairs, but basically we deployed our first refeed and burger protocol, which will be quite good. I said protocol. last night. So we spilled over, I say spilled over, we didn't spill over at all, but we were 2 and a bit kilos up, but he woke up today really tight. So Josh isn't ahead. It's not where we're refilling to kind of, let's say, slow down the rate of loss. Josh is right on point of where we need to be able to get data. So the fact that I'm with him in person, thought, right, we're going to refeed. We ran a moderate day on Thursday, and then we ran a slightly higher day yesterday, but pretty much 500 carb plus a burger and fries. So I think it totaled out. I think got my fitness pal calculations, but I think it was like 780 carb, 800 carb in total. I think it's 750 carbs, if I'm not mistaken. A good chunk more fats to fill up a bit of triglycerides, and protein was a fair bit higher, which again we'll probably look to pull down next time just to relieve a bit of GI stress, because he woke up today a little bit like he didn't look bloated, it felt bloated. So these are things we can look at data. So let's grab a bit how Josh is looking, and that'll give us a good reference point for where he's currently at 7 weeks and 1 day out, if I'm not mistaken. As Josh is going through his posing, obviously Josh has not really practiced classic or bodybuilding poses as much as men's physique poses. And like what I've been saying to him this week was, I can't remember the exact message, but it was like thigh gap. No, do your posing, mate. You focus on yourself, mate. I was like thigh gap, wank, or thigh gap being shown, wank. No thigh gap, look alright. Because there was like a few front shots where he literally had a thigh gap and his leg looked awful, and then there was a few where he didn't have a thigh gap and his legs looked really good. And this is the importance of posing. Like, one thing about the adductors that I finish off on, and I think adductors are massively underrated. If you have a good set of adductors, you can naturally set your legs up wider. And if you set your legs up wider, congrats, you're making your waist look smaller, you're demonstrating more width, you're going to cover more ground in general and just show more mass. So something that we almost have to play with is, let's say, your strengths and your weaknesses. Josh's adductors aren't the best, they're not awful, they could be better, but you also could pose better. So this is where, at this point, we're getting data, we're going through posing. The last thing you want to do is try and learn poses a week out or 2 weeks out, aka what I did when I decided to do a classic bodybuilding show with 2 weeks. So with Josh, we're just going literally through rounds of posing. We start men's physique's the main aim when it comes to the initial shows, and then it's going to go to classic or junior bodybuilding. So going through posing now is never going to be a bad thing, and it also gives me a good inclination to his physique, because for men's physique, I said to him he could probably hop into a show soon and be relatively okay. He wouldn't look out of place, but if he was to step on a bodybuilding or classic stage, he'd look fat in comparison, or fat compared to the condition we're going to bring. So still work to do. He looks very good, he's improved a lot, but there's still a lot of work to do, and there's still a lot of body fat to come off. So I look at like the men's physique shots, and I'm like, yeah, cool. The bodybuilding shots, I'm like, yep, still a lot to come off, but again, that's normal, that's expected. So it's good for data, it's good to see Josh in person. I'll most likely schedule to see him like start of September, like end of this month when I come back off my holiday. So he'll be 3 and a bit weeks out at that point, which will be good. So we'll sort something out, probably get Sam involved for something early in September. And that'll be like probably Josh prior to stage, but yeah, exciting times to come. He's on stage next month in men's physique, which is wild to think. So yeah, very excited. We've also got Hubert here. Hubert is currently, what, 20 kilos down? Yeah, 20 kilos down. Hubert, he's a client, he's also a mate. I've known Hubert now for years. We went to uni together, so it's probably been, what, like 5-6 years since we've known each other? And I've been coaching Hubert now for the last, like, what, year and a bit? Year and a half?
Yeah, 2 almost.
Two years. Mental. But pretty much Hubert messaged me when we were at uni, and he was like, is there any chance you can like write me up a training plan? When I was like, this is one of the first times that I actually wrote up a training plan for someone. I was like 19, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll write you something up. And then here we are, like 5 years later, 6 years later, I'm coaching him, and he's also, we've got a nice weekend together. It's just such a romantic weekend. I get to spend my days just looking at Hubert topless and Josh topless also in his boxes. So what a life. But Hubert's like 20 kilos down. We pushed up relatively aggressively, got a bit fat intentionally. But now we're pretty much towards the latter end of a fat loss phase. Still a little bit to come off, but like we've kind of been saying, like with where you're at right now, it's just a case of rinsing and repeating as long as you're training well, which you feel good and you look good. So it's like enjoying the process and just kind of getting what we can out of it before looking to go back into a gaining phase and grow the muscle needed, because it's apparent we need more muscle.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But all in all, it's good to see. It's good to see him in person. It's good to see how, let's say, he's going through some sets. And that's pretty much going to be the video, guys. So that is, for me, lower and a hip hinge. Deadlift went well. Hack squat was fun. What a session. Like I said, we're now going to do some reels, head off to the show. Best luck to Connor. And yeah, what a day. What a day. So hopefully everyone's enjoyed. Questions, stuff like that, anything you want to see, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for the story tags, thanks for the support, all that sort of stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next episode.